Parents, do you live in Muskogee County and have a child that will be 4 years old on or before September 1st? If so, registration for Muskogee County School District's pre-K program is now open. A quality preschool experience prepares a child to succeed in kindergarten and beyond. Get more information by scanning this QR code or contact the pre-K department listed here.
Hello and welcome back to another book talk with me, Miss Lane. I'm a children's librarian at the Columbus Public Library, and I've got some cool recommendations if you are a middle grade reader looking to explore into YA. And I'm going to start off, and we got some nonfiction graphic novels, a fun little graphic novel that will turn into a YouTube video. And some just regular old fiction recommendations, both fantasy and realistic fiction. So let's get started with our nonfiction recs. And these are centered around art. And we've got Modern Art Explorer by Alice Harmon. And this is a crash course in art history through modern art. So you've got all the big hits. And this one is really cool because it's super readable. Yay! And you've got some great resources that kind of go through all of modern art history. As an art historian, I super loved it. You even have a timeline in the back. This is a great way to dive deeper into the art world. If you see something you like, then you can research a biography we might have in middle grade or teen. And for our teen nonfiction art, this is Kawaii Doodle class. And so if you're not familiar, kawaii is a Japanese term meaning kind of cutesy. So all of these are cute drawings of different things: plants, roses, clouds, stars, the planets. This is a cute little one. I just love all of these, and it's very basic and they're super easy to do. So if you had a bullet journal, or if you like to decorate your class notes, or if you like to decorate your class binder, send notes to your friends, these are a really adorable way to personalize anything you have. So art is magnifique. Okay, so moving on to our realistic fic recommendations. This is Forget Me Nat by Maria Skirvan, and this is a graphic novel. It is middle grade, and this is about Natalie. This is Natalie, and she experiences her first real heartbreak when she's rejected by her crush. And this is really the story of how she comes to love herself despite that rejection. And I really think this was important because I spent a lot of my middle grade years being absolutely devastated when someone didn't like me back, and I thought it was something to do with me. I think books like this that kind of show that it's not, it's an excellent way to build up self-esteem in any reader. So this one is super fun. It's super cute. It's very light. It's very well laid out. I really like the format. It doesn't hop too much, and it's in color. So this is a really fun graphic novel to read, and I do highly recommend it. This one is called Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon, and I just picked this up because I really liked the cover. Like, how rad is that? Honestly, 10 out of 10. But this is about Sunny, and Sunny is a kind of less cool than he likes to imagine himself, and he meets this girl who's like super rad, and her name is Cirrus. I don't know why I said circus, but that's a cool name. Cirrus, and she is like super cool girl, and she discovers his brother's bedroom, and his brother is total rock star, and he takes on that persona, and he pretends to be in a band, and he pretends to be this person that he is absolutely not in order to woo her. And this is kind of the story about how that plays out. I love this idea. It's definitely a trope that we see all the time, but I'm like just super into it. And also the cover is just like really 10 out of 10. So I don't know what to tell you. This is so cool. He also wrote Frankly in Love, so I don't know if you've read that one, but that was a really popular YA novel too. So David Yoon, Super Fake Love Song. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we've got some more realistic fiction for you, and this is The Comeback by E.L. Shen, and this is about Maxine, and she's a figure skater, and she is really awesome, but her parents always worry if it's too much pressure for her to be like a super athlete at such a young age. She is in middle grade, and she's always like, no, this is totally fine. Well, she meets a bully who starts bullying her about her race, and she's Chinese, Maxine is Chinese, and she gets bullied, and for the first time it kind of rattles her, and she doesn't perform as well, and this other girl is outperforming her. And this is really the story of when you ID so hard about one of your talents, what happens when that talent is taken away from you? Or what happens when it is challenged? And how do you maintain your identity and your sense of pride in yourself when that's challenged? And I really enjoy books like this because, again, I think that's like a real teachable moment, much like our two love stories about staying true to yourself when challenged. And that's a really hard thing to learn, and I don't think many adults even know that. So I think these are great realistic depictions of these events that happen in kids' lives. This one is super fun. And on that note, I don't really love these stories, but I loved this one. This is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. And she wrote The Poet X. So I don't know if you've read that one. But anyway, this one was one of my favorite reads of 2020, and I read it for a book club that I'm on Discord, which is not the library Discord server, but if you want to join the library Discord server, you totally should. With the Fire on High, this one is about Imani, and she is Puerto Rican, and she's living with her grandmother and her child. So Imani is a mom in high school, and she's also an amazing chef, and that is where her passion lies. And again, I don't really love stories about teen moms because I think they can get really heavy-handed and kind of judgy. And this one was just done so beautifully. She's a great mom, and she's a great friend, and she's a really capable young woman, and she's determined to make things for herself. And, you know, the story kind of plays out when she's offered the chance to meet some of her big dreams in being a chef and what that means in terms of personal sacrifices. There is some romance in this, but not the romance you think. It's super PG-13. Do check for content though, and I don't know how comfortable everyone is reading about a teen mom, but this one was done so beautifully, and it really wasn't the focus of the book. It was just an aspect of her identity, and I loved it. Again, this is one of my favorite reads of 2020. I just love Imani, and I love the way the story is told. And when I started cooking, I was like, I am Imani, and I am also a magic chef. This one was just really, really fantastic, and I love that, you know, someone's talents can carry them on into adulthood and really make a name for themselves and make them more independent. And this is really the story of using your passion and your talents in order to do that. And I think that's something that kids 100% need to know about. And I love the way this was free of shame and a lot of empathy for women who see themselves in the positions of early pregnancies and being a mom at a young age. It was so full of like empathetic response, and there was no judgment, and it wasn't this heavy-handed caution tale. But it was also really realistic in the depiction of how that can be a struggle too. So really well done, 100% really well done. I just loved it. So that's on my list, TBR. Okay, our next one is a cat story, and this is a younger middle grade, maybe about that 7 to 8-year-old story about these kitties, and they were trying to find a good home, and I just like, it was just so cute. And as an adopter of stray cats, I totally get that. And again, this is like a super bright, colorful graphic novel, but it also reminded me of something that I don't think a lot of people know about. And there is this epic poem, and it is on YouTube, and it is an animated short story called The Cat Piano. And it's told in epic poetry. So, you know, in this epic prose, in stanzas and with the certain counts, and it's just, I mean, it is like incredible. So I'm going to link that to partner with this one. This is just a cat story by Ursula Husted, and The Cat Piano is just something that I think everyone needs to listen to and watch, and so I'll link it because that made me think of The Cat Piano. So there you go, a little sprinkle of something different. And moving on. Okay, this is Karma Moon Ghost Hunter, written by Melissa Savage, and Karma Moon Ghost Hunter is about a young girl who has this deep belief in what she calls woo-woo, which is like a magic, and she asked her magic crystal if creating a documentary is going to help her father, and so they create a documentary about a haunted, I think it's a haunted hotel. Ooh, I can't remember. Anyway, they're going ghost hunting and they're making a documentary, and I so strongly think it's a haunted hotel, but now I can't remember. Anyway, hijinks ensue because it's a ghost hunt and all sorts of crazy things happen. This is super fun, and I love Karma. Like, she's so fun. I just, like, this is the total vibe of the story, which is just, it's fun. And I don't have the book because it is checked out, but if you haven't read the series by Maggie Stiefvater, it is called The Raven Cycle. And The Raven Cycle is about Blue, and she meets these group of guys who go to the prep school, and she is not in the prep school, but she is in a family full of psychics, and she can see ghosts and communicate with them, and that's super rare in this magical realism setting. And so she joins with these boys, and they go on an adventure to hunt down ancient magics, and they follow these ley lines, and the story is really, really interesting. I've made it to book 3, I think. There's 4 in the series. It's called The Raven Cycle. I'll throw up some images. Here's me throwing up some images right now. Okay, those were my images, and you have seen them. So The Raven Cycle is super cool. It's very poetic. I would check for content. I don't think that there's anything above PG-13, but I haven't read the later part of the series, so just double check for content. But this one is super fun. It's not everyone's cup of tea because the writing is very lyrical and very prosy, so if you're not into that kind of thing, I don't think you'd like it, but give it a shot anyway because it was huge a few years ago, and Karma Moon is a little bit more silly, but The Raven Cycle is definitely one to read if you're getting into the YA canon. It's a major hit in there, so make sure you go sit up and read it. So those are my recommendations for today, and let me know how you like them, and let me know what your favorite is, and also please watch The Cat Piano because it's just really cool. So, and I really enjoyed it, and I always think about it like randomly throughout my life. Cat Piano, super cool. So just let us know, keep us in your thoughts as you're studying from home, working from home, and check back for more content, videos, updates, and more. Bye.